I sound a little annoyed is because I am, and I will explain. So today we're going to do a video. Yes, another discussion video. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that great? I'm a little agitated. So we already did this. This already happened. But upon revisiting the footage, I learned that my mic died and I had no sound. So it's a video of us just literally drinking and like making hand gestures because you can't hear crowd.
And there was really a lot of good stuff in that video.
And you will never know because I can't. Ha! Bad. Alright, so what are we doing today? As you can see, the wine has been drunk a little. The chocolates are mainly gone, but it is our Valentine's video where we are going to talk about our favorite romantic comedy and romantic dramas. Today, I am joined by
Charlene
and Nayeli.
And you all know me as Lily, which I didn't do last time, so there was one improvement. You all know me as Lily or Lady Lily. So we're going to pretty much just go down, I'll start, then we're just going to go down. We're going to talk about our romantic comedies, and then we're going to do romantic dramas. And so yeah, you guys have options, you know, to play for your men, or for your woman.
Or both.
Or, you know, whatever you're into. Again, if we're a little annoyed, it's because we're about 2 glasses in, and it's just...
Yeah. And we have nothing, just this.
So, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So now, we're just going to have fun. Alright, so, my first pick is going to be Crazy Stupid Love for my romantic comedy. And I really love this movie because, one, I am not a romantic person. I am not big on romantic comedies, not big on romantic dramas. It's really hard for me to get into romance just because it's just not my thing. I'd rather be watching superheroes kick butt. And it's Chris Evans looking really nice in those spandex.
Which he does all the time.
That's America's ass, that's what. That's America's ass. Alright, so the reason I like this one is because it's not so hammy with the romance. It's very subtle. And since it's pretty much about a divorce and, you know, people trying to branch out of their marriage and find love or physicality or physical love, I guess, with other people. This is like the 7th one. The 7th one, alright? 7th. It's fine. I'll deal with it later. She'll crash at some point. Well, so yeah, that's the thing that I like about it, where the relationships aren't super dramatized. It's not like, it's not, you know what, it's not like this word. It's not the typical romantic comedy, mainly because this is a larger cast. It's one of those large cast movies that I think was done better than like things like Valentine's Day, which is terrible.
Oh yeah, Valentine's
terrible.
Day now.
And we got Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone, Julianne Moore, and Kevin Bacon.
Everything.
Yeah. Kevin Bacon.
That's right.
David Lindhagen. If we're doing spoilers, so you know, like I said, I have stopped caring.
It's a good movie overall.
It is. It's such a good movie. I loved the relationship between Steve Carell and Ryan Gosling.
Oh yeah.
All the stuff about him learning how to be a man whore is hilarious.
Yes.
The Velcro wallet. Is it a step back?
Oh yeah.
It's just, oh my god.
And the thing is that he's so cynical about it, and he ends up falling in love with his daughter. So it's sort of like, that's life for you. That's real life right there. You know, that does happen, even when you're not trying to fall in love, it happens.
Like I said, like the really good thing about their relationship really was that since she was able to completely construct his method, like from the get-go, like, what's your move? Show me your best move. Because he was like taking it easy on her with the drink and stuff.
Yeah.
And they do the dirty dancing things. Like, I can do that thing. I bring up dirty dancing, or I work into the conversation. Which, you know what, in reality, that is a very strange, good move.
Yeah, it is.
But it's like the weirdest thing when I think about it. Like, I really was like, how? Like, when did you figure out you could pick up a girl like that? Because if you've seen Dirty Dancing, you realize it doesn't have that much to do with him as it has to do with her.
Yeah.
Like the girl has to find the perfect posture to do that. Correct?
Yeah, to be able to
so like I said, very strange move. But you know what? I think if a guy could pick me up like that, yeah,
it'll work.
It'll work.
Yeah.
It's just something. You know, like there's something very primal about a guy being able to lift you like that.
Yeah.
You know, because
work for him.
Because.
You know, especially if it's Ryan Gosling.
You know he'll be able to lift you in other aspects.
Under other circumstances. Very similar circumstances too.
but what I like about that scene is definitely that because she was able to do that, because she starts talking to him and being interested in him, he was so used to having to pry things out of the girls.
Yeah.
Having her pry things out of him, it went from wanting to sleep with her just wanting to talk to her.
Yeah.
Which is why they don't end up sleeping that night.
And I'm pretty sure he wasn't used to that.
Yeah. Ends up building an actual relationship. And that's the very good romantic aspect of the film. Yeah, there's the subplot with the son and the pictures of the naked girl.
But it's all very spontaneous. I mean, it's unexpected to him. He didn't expect to really like her. Whatever. Sweet. It's also sweet because it's sort of like his actual first love. You know? Sweet and unexpected.
It's a good movie. Definitely a good watch. I give it a 4.5 for sure. It's a really fun movie, and honestly, for guys, it's not so super crazy romantic. Like, there's a lot of crude humor in that film to be had. So I think it's a movie that's good for the couple, not just the girls' night.
Yeah, and Steve Carell comes on.
Yeah, Steve
Carell's hilarious. Yeah, we talked about it. The Office.
If anything, watch the movie because the David Lindhagen scene is the fucking best scene. I'm sorry, I can never get over it. Like David Lindhagen.
Yeah.
David Lindhagen.
Yeah.
It's a terrible name. Alright, so I give it.
They make it work.
Yes, they do.
4.5.
4.5 for me.
Good, yeah, it's a must watch, yeah. Especially for Valentine's Day.
Alright.
Yeah.
Moving on to Miss Nayeli.
Okay, so since I'm $5 short, I'm gonna tell you guys what my favorite romantic comedy is. It's 27 Dresses. Okay?
With Cyclops.
Well, he's always gonna be, he's my first crush ever. Like, I really loved him.
How old is that movie?
It's, I don't know, I'm not sure, but I mean, I probably 15 when it came out, 16 maybe.
2005.
Yeah, I think so more, yeah. Anyway, so it's my favorite movie, romantic comedy, just because it's very, like, it's quirky, sort of, like, it's the type of movie that, it's sad, but it is, like, she's at a point in her career where she's good, she has, like, you know, like, she's in love with her boss. She's in love with her boss. He obviously doesn't know she's in love with him. So she's very extra with him, extra helpful.
Kind of like high school.
It's sort of like high school, you know, like she's at a good point in her life. She's mature, an older woman, career, whatever. But she's still in high school because she's still after that one guy that doesn't even notice her.
Yeah.
So it's pretty sad. And I think we've all sort of been there at one point where it's like, you love this guy, you do all these things for him, extra stuff, and it's like,
him to notice you.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's sort of, it's even sadder because the guy's actually like a good person. It's not like he's an ass or anything. He actually likes her, but just not in that way.
Which usually happens in reality too.
Yeah, it tends to happen.
You know, something to be said about that though. Like, why is it that women feel like we have to do all these extra things?
Well, because we kind of live in our head a little bit more than guys.
No, I think
we care.
No, it's because we want them to ask us. Really think about it. We do all these extra little things because we kind of want them to ask us. We're not going. It's more fun for us when they show interest.
Well,
first.
because you really want to always know that they genuinely care, and it's always the like I really want him to like sort of thing. Whereas guys, if they like you, they like you. If they don't, they don't. Yeah, usually that's how it works for them, right?
We're gonna have.
But in this movie, 27 Dresses, she's always a bridesmaid. Always a bridesmaid.
Never the bride.
And he is an editor trying to, like move up in his career. And to him, it's very cynical the fact that she's so like into these fairy tale weddings. And he sort of makes fun of her. And he's supposedly doing a paper on her, writing a paper on her because she's just always been.
27 weddings.
Yeah, 27 weddings. So she has all these dresses where they're ridiculous because as a bride, you never want to be the one that's like, you always want to be the prettiest one.
Yes, but I mean,
so these
why
girls
screw your friends over though?
I mean, you don't have to, but just to make sure that you're like the best looking one, at least in your wedding, it's like you have to, get them into these ridiculous get-ups, which is pretty sad. Yeah. I've always said when I have my wedding,
there's like a southern one, right? There's like
a southern one. There's you guys have to watch the amount of dresses that come out. It's ridiculous.
I'll watch it for the dresses.
And what's his name actually sees her.
And he sees, she posts in the dresses for him.
And then like she's like trying to juggle 2 weddings at once. And that's
I
think that's when he
scene.
he catches her like, what is she doing?
And he's cynical
in and out of the cab.
But deep down inside, he's a hopeless romantic, which is really cute because she's actually in love with the person who writes these stories. And he's an anonymous, right? But it's really him. So in the end, it's really cute how she's always just been really into him.
like what it is that they like best about the wedding, or like when somebody's getting married, that they
how the groom looks at the wife.
Oh, the bride.
That's so cute. Yeah, the bride.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's really cute because he points out and she realizes, hey, you're not that guy that you say you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you actually do understand love and you've been there, but why are you so cold right now?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where he has these like, you know, he's like that because he's gotten he's gotten screwed over before. So it's really sad. His story is really sad too. He's cynical. At the end of the day, they end up together. They fall in love with each other, and it works.
Mm-hmm.
She has her own beautiful beach wedding, and
she has all those.
If I ever get to do like I know you're doing your wedding too, but like if I ever get to do a vow renewal, I'm between beach and vineyard.
Vineyard. I think vineyards are so romantic. Beach, I mean, it's very unpredictable with the
weather
and the sand, and you know, like I don't know.
However, I feel that we should do a girls trip to a vineyard. I'm just saying.
Oh
No.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're
That's
good with
not
the
the
wine.
wine
We're
talk.
good at drinking wine.
Not just
Maybe we
the wine
can.
talk.
Yeah, maybe we can. You know, try to see how it's actually made.
Right, Charles Edgar. Bye. You ain't got that.
I know.
You ain't got nobody that's
Just my mama
and your daughter.
and my daughter.
We're all moms, by the way.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
We're all mothers.
Yeah, two beautiful, crazy children. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah.
Your child is in the garage, Andy. Okay, he's one.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on.
Okay.
Moving on.
What is your rating, by the way?
Okay, so my rating for 27 Dresses would have to be probably a 4.7, just because it has everything that I'm looking for in a romantic comedy. The girl is cute. The guy's super hot. Super hot. I love him. James Marsden is super hot. And yeah, he's really cute. I actually still have a picture of him on my Facebook. Anyways, yeah, he's cute. And yeah, I mean, he's the typical guy that you kind of just want to like, you know, like
Make babies.
make babies.
His children are really pretty too.
And he sings too.
I know. And I remember him from like, when I think of him, I think of Cyclops and from Hairspray, Courtney Collins.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, 4.7 for me.
Alright.
Okay.
So
Alright, so 4.7 for 27 Dresses. Make sure to check these things out. Alright, so
Okay.
moving on to Miss Shirley.
What I chose was Love Actually,
oh,
because it's
That I
based,
still haven't seen.
we haven't seen
based
it.
in
Me and
the
you haven't seen
UK.
it, but we will.
I love their accent. I can't do
British
it.
accent.
The British accent.
I'm terrible at your British accent.
There's a lot of good actors and actresses that come out. And,
Okay, so Hugh Grant?
Yeah, Hugh Grant, Liam Neeson, Emma Thompson, Keira Knightley,
Awesome, yeah.
and there's like honestly like 9 couples, like
Keira
stories, relationships dealing with love.
One of the big cast.
Yeah, there's some funny ones in there. There's some dramatic ones.
What were the scenes that most stood out to you, Trini?
My top one would have to be Emma Thompson.
Emma Thompson.
And I think her husband, what's his name? Alan Rickman. Okay.
Oh, Alan Rickman.
Yeah. And
Alright.
his character is he's the boss of the company.
They can't get it right on us. We can't get it right either.
And it doesn't really show, but like he has some sort of relationship with the secretary. Emma Thompson's, she's the mother. She's the wife. She doesn't really have high hopes when it comes to Christmas shopping, because they go Christmas shopping at the mall. He's around the jewelry section. And that's actually a funny scene too, because he's trying to get a necklace gift wrapped, and Mr. Bean, I don't know if you remember who Mr. Bean is.
Actor.
Oh, yes.
Okay, he comes out and he's like taking forever to wrap up this gift, and he's like, hurry it up, like, because my wife's coming, you know, but because he doesn't
Obviously,
want his wife,
it's not for her.
it's not for the wife. And so he has to like, never mind. And she's like, oh, you're hanging around the jewelry section. He's like, okay, I don't really have high hopes for you because you've always given me scarves or
Stuff that she doesn't like.
Yeah.
You can sit over there. You can sit on that chair if you want.
and
Super sad too. This is a reality of a lot of women.
Yes.
So
we
it hits
we
home.
end up being like that. We already know what our gifts are gonna be.
Yeah, it's like you
I
sort
know.
of sometimes go shopping for your
I know.
Nothing. It's
You have to sort of pretend to be like surprised.
I'm gonna get you a gift, Charlie. I'm gonna get you a gift so you have one for Valentine's Day.
It's sad. I mean, guys, you guys have to step it up. We usually know what to get you guys, or at least we.
Then speak for yourself. Speak for yourself.
Well, I mean, we kind of like make an attempt.
We get that. We have a good idea of what to get, but like sometimes I've been wrong.
Yeah, but she ends up thinking, they get home and she sees the gift and it's a necklace. So she's excited, like, oh, finally I'm gonna get some jewelry. Come Christmas, I think, what's the day? I don't know, there's like a pageant going on and a lot of the couples are in that pageant as well. And she opens up a gift thinking that it's the necklace, and it's not, it's the CD.
Which is even sadder.
Yes.
Yeah, like that's
and
no
she
work.
like, even listens to CDs.
I mean, she was kind of having like a little bit of like, something's going on here, but
well, obviously it was
sure.
a jewelry for,
and not for her.
That just kind of like confirms it, like, oh wow.
And it's a very sad reality because that's happened.
That happens to a lot of couples. And she ends up playing that CD.
Yeah, that's
in
so
her
sad.
room, and she's just like,
I would have broken things. Like
I think
she's like
melting
well, she should have. Yeah.
She's like breaking down, and she hears it. And I think she's even at a point where she's like fixing the bed, and I'm pretty sure she's thinking like,
I'm gonna break.
did my husband sleep with this woman? You know, and she's
in
like
this
breaks
bed
down
right
even more.
here.
Like, I don't even know. You know, so that
God no. That's so
I mean, that'll bring
that just like when I first saw that, I was like,
I know because
you know
what? It's really
and I
sad
love that
because
song too.
You can actually relate. I mean, unfortunately, I can relate to that where you always want it. It's not just the gift. It's sometimes the action. Sometimes
we just want the thought, the effort.
No, and the messed up part of the situation is that they end up doing it for these other women when it's like.
What's
why
wrong
not
with
for me?
What's wrong?
Like me, who you married to, or me, who does all this effort,
build history.
who raises your children.
Yes, you can't.
And then you're just gonna give it to some secretary, whatever secretary,
and she even confronts him about it.
Yeah.
After the pageant's done,
I
hope
she did. I hope at one point she did.
She's like, is it just sex or is it love? Or is it worse? Is it both?
Like, and like I said, it's such a messed up thing that we have to think like that. That we have like, is this a phase or are we over? Because to us, we're like,
we wouldn't do that unless we actually felt love sometimes.
But,
you know? Like,
I mean, I'm not saying that all women are like this and that all men are scum or anything like that. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is that like
this is a specific situation.
Like a lot of times women do feel like they're like, okay, well maybe we can get past this. If it's just a phase, we can get past it.
Especially if you're married, you know?
Yeah, married for that amount of time where
so much history.
Where your life is like connected to theirs. Like everything in your life, your finances, just like everything is just connected. You're like, it's such a process to go through a divorce. So you're like, is this a phase or can we get past this? Like,
and
then I can forgive you. When just don't mess up my life.
When she tells him and he's like, oh, like I got caught, you know? And he's like, oh, I'm such a fool. And she's like, well, now you made the life that I lead foolish too. Like you made us look dumb. Like what am I doing all this for? Like,
no, it's really sad because when you get to that point in your life, it's sort of like. You get to that point kind of like at a time in your life where it's already kind of late for you that, you know, like you constructed this life with this person and it's like, what did it really mean?
Yeah.
You know, like all these years meant nothing to you or like, I don't know. I mean,
it's kind of like
it seems to me like guys don't really, a lot, men and women both don't really think of those type of like consequences when it happens. And it's sad. Because all it takes is your secretary. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
That is her third glass. Remove this over here. We're all on our third glass.
I mean,
we're okay.
You literally dive into this relationship, and it's like, wow, it takes one other person just to kind of like. Right?
Yeah. Real quick disclaimer, yes, all our kids are here, but there are sober adults in this house, so relax. There are sober adults in the house. I swear to God, we're not getting drunk, we're the only ones here. No. We swear. Just as a disclaimer. You can call child services.
We're good. It's just, we're very passionate about this specific
type of thing.
Yeah. Another, what we want, like, for men to like really give that effort.
Yes.
There's another story in there. what's his name? What's his, Colin Firth?
Colin Firth.
Okay.
Firth.
All right. His wife ends up having an affair with his brother.
Oh wow, that's if you
So
didn't think it could get worse, right? Your own brother.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
So he ends up taking off to write a book, and he ends up falling for the housekeeper.
Oh, that's
and
a cute one.
She doesn't speak English. She doesn't know her language. But at the end, he ends up learning it for her. And she does too, because he goes to ask her to marry him. And she's like responding in English.
Wow.
So that just like tells you like
what you're able to do for love.
Yes,
right?
like that
So what
effort.
you're actually trying to do.
actions speak louder than words.
Exactly. When you love someone, it shows, and when you don't, I'm sorry. You can make excuses all you want.
Yes.
You can see it. So understand that.
Yeah. Yes. So
Boys.
yeah, that. Yeah. So I'm trying to think of this. Oh, Keira Knightley and the one from
Walking Dead.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
his
Carter.
character is in love with Keira Knightley's character, but it's his best friend's, well, not wife. He's in love with her.
There is nothing worse than things like that because
I
you love,
know.
like whenever I see things like that in film and stuff like
Love triangle?
yes, love
Oh,
triangles.
yeah.
I am the queen of watching love triangles. I love that
no.
fucking drama. I do, and it all comes from novelas.
Oh yeah,
are
it
the
stems
two.
from there.
Yeah,
We're
all
Hispanic.
us Mexican women, like novelas, there's always
Yeah.
always a love triangle.
All the
It's
time.
always the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just as fun.
That's where we get our thoughts sometimes. We're like, why are you so crazy? It's like, it's
Because-
not my fault. It's not my fault.
it
You
can
go talk to
happen.
your mom. Go talk to my mom about that.
I'm
Because
gonna
it's really not my fault.
Yeah, and it's funny because he comes off
No more.
really like so mean to her, and she's like,
She comes back for God.
"Why are you so like mean to
her.
me?" And I think at the end she's looking for some footage of herself, and she sees footage of nothing but her.
Wow.
That's how she finds out, like she's like, "Oh, you were awfully close," like with some of the footages, and then she's like, "Wait, they're all of me," and he's like,
That is
Yeah, well,
adorable.
I know.
That's exactly what you would want, right? From a
Yeah.
guy. Like,
and she's like, "I thought you hated me." And
because
he's like,
ultimately,
"Well."
I think we just want to know whether you genuinely really love us or not.
Mhm.
You know, like, I mean, he kind of has to if he has all that film, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he's crazy.
What is your rating?
5.
It's a 5.
Yes.
So then it's
So
a
it has
definitely
everything.
watch. This
Yes,
is a
and it
must
has-
watch.
And I already told them I'll
Absolute-
watch it, but they gotta get me drunk first.
I mean, we are on your third.
It's good.
Is that your
It
third?
has
Yeah.
comedy, it has drama.
We're close to there. Maybe after this we'll watch it.
It's really good.
Alright.
I mean, I know it's based during Christmas time, but it's
It's a romantic movie.
yes.
It's a romantic time
I
too.
lowered myself.
Yeah.
She's like right
Makes
here.
sense. That's when a lot of affairs happen. I think I've had like probably heard of 2 times where people have actually found out of affairs during the Christmas season. I mean, that's when you're getting gifts, you know, the time of love and
That's Emma
joy.
Thompson's character. Yes. And Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. Yeah.
Never watched that movie. That movie's terrible.
All the movies. Yeah.
Valentine's Day. Terrible movie.
I never watched it, but I
Taylor
guess I
Swift did it for
won't.
some reason. Okay. So, we're gonna move on to romantic dramas now.
Oh, it's low battery. Oh, it's connected.
It's connected. You're fine. We're fine.
Okay.
I connected the battery. No, we had a lot of complications, alright? Lots of complications.
Alright, so
We're doing this again for a reason. Okay. So, moving on to romantic dramas. For me, I'm gonna go since we're just doing it in the same order. My romantic drama was A Walk to Remember.
I'll walk to remember.
Now, as I said before, I'm not really big on romantic movies. This came out in 2002, so I was like 12 or 12 turning 13. So I was in junior high, so I was very, very, very impressionable.
And emotional
Hormonal.
filled with hormone,
Yeah. Puberty. What are you gonna do?
To watch
So-
that movie during that
That's already
time
done.
is just sort of like you're asking for it. I mean, it's
I know.
really.
I mean, I loved Mandy Moore, and I love that she was able to pull off this character because at the time all we really knew of Mandy Moore was the super poppy bubbly
pop
girl.
star type of,
And so to see her in this film, because wait, Princess Diaries came out before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the only way I'd seen her in was Princess Diaries, where she played like a full-on bitch.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I
Mandy
can't
Moore.
remember what it was.
Yeah, Mandy Moore.
Yeah, because so to see her play this complete
reserved, kind.
Yeah, like literally out
Christian.
of what is the word? Out of character, not out of character.
It's the total opposite of what she used to play.
Yeah, there's a word for it, but I can't remember what the word is. Whatever. But she did such a good job with this film, and what I love about it specifically is just that, as much of a cliche as this is, I love that the main guy, whose name also escapes me, but Shane West.
Is it?
It's Shane West, right? That's his name?
Movies, I really don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's Shane West. I'm almost like very just supposed to.
Yeah,
Shane West. I was right. And his name is Landon.
Landon.
Okay. All right. So, very very hot guy. But I love that he who was like a
still
very very attractive man. He's a man now. Who was very much of a jock, the popular guy, the troublemaker. Who only really meets her because he gets in trouble with the law because he's
community service.
Yeah, community service. He is there when someone gets hurt because of a dare he had them do so they could be part of the cool kids. So it's very interesting that he meets her at community service because he's there because they told him to be there, as opposed to her who's doing it willingly.
Yeah.
You know, it really presents like the complete differences between the characters.
Oh, so total opposites.
Yeah. To watch him.
attractive.
Yeah. Because they've known each other, and so they tell you they've known each other since kindergarten.
Yeah.
But he never thought twice of her. So like being able to, when he spends time with her, actually.
Or he did, but she was just like the weird.
Yeah, she was like the weird little Christian.
Type
She
of
was
girl.
the Christian girl that nobody really cared about. The one who still wears long skirts in high school.
Yeah.
So to see him kind of start to fall for her, specific for the things that alienate her from everybody, it's such a romantic and beautiful thing because
it's innocent.
Yeah,
innocent.
For me, I love teen romances just because like there is something to be said about the innocence of your first love, where things aren't so muddy and convoluted and sex driven the way they are when you get to our ages.
Yeah.
And then you get involved with children and all that wonderful shit. But
no, yeah, you're right. It's very pure, very innocent.
Especially
like your first love. It's like it's just solely out of your emotions and nothing else. There's no factors off that are.
It's all pure emotion, pure adrenaline. And since, like I said, she's such a the Christian thing I keep saying is because it's very central to her character, her morality, everything about her centers around her values and the fact that she is a Christian girl. And as you learn later on in the film is that she has leukemia, and the reason she's always been so close to God is because it's how she found a way to cope with the fact that she is going to die young.
Yeah.
That this illness was going to kill her, and that she found peace in that. But meeting him kind of takes that peace away from her for a little bit because she falls in love with him.
And I think that's the saddest
It
part,
is.
right?
It's such a
that
saddest-
line where she says,
she's like, she says that I made my peace with dying, and then I met you, and it's like, it's so, like, it's gut-wrenching, and and definitely watching him turn into, like, the type of guy that would deserve a girl like that, like, the thing about her bucket list, he never understood what was on her list, why he was making these things, but she had this list of things that she wanted to do before she died, and I'm sorry, but being into is that one thing, I have never, ever, like, screamed on my TV the way I screamed. I'm like, oh my God!
Like, you know, I don't care, like, I mean, for you, it was more like, okay, that's real life, it has to happen, you know, these things do happen, these stories, there's these stories where they're really in love, people are in love, and sadly, I mean, some, you know, like, leave this world before others, and just the way that she was so young.
Yeah.
Like, you don't think that could happen, and then it does, and then the way that it happens to her is just really unfair. You're almost kind of like, but why?
Yeah, but why they
why
couldn't be happy together?
They get married.
Yeah, like, you're watching this movie, you're like, okay, well, you know, it's something about maybe something else, but then as soon as you learn that she has leukemia, it's like, what?
Why?
It's like a gut punch to you when you realize
it's so sad.
everything in the movie makes sense when she tells you that, because you're like, oh, that's why the dad didn't want her to meet. That's why she says like, don't fall in love with me. Don't fall in love with me.
It's really
But
sad.
yeah, it's such that to me. Even though the ending is sad, it's to me that's.
But honestly, it makes their love even more powerful. It makes it more like unique and, you know, pure, and like it means more. You know, like, and it's sad, but at the end, they do have a moment where they get married. And it's like, okay, well, you kind of like, all right, well, she died, but she died. He'll always be alive in his memory.
She got to experience
and
love.
Then he's like, One hot widow.
And oh God, I know, right? And I mean that line's got to work on every girl.
Right? Like, oh yeah,
Like
definitely.
my wife
He's gonna be getting
I married her before she died of leukemia.
Definitely. I stuck by her and I got married to her.
Yeah.
And he's always gonna have something.
He's gonna
Getting
getting a lot of pennies in that one.
Alright, so my rating for Walk to Remember, which I highly recommend if you haven't seen it. I really spoiled a lot of it, but it's fine. I'm gonna give it I think it's like 4.8. I think I said 4.8. It was such a good movie.
To me, it was an awesome movie. It's really cute, and you'll cry every time.
Yes.
I cry.
Oh my God, will you cry every time?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna move it on to.
I sometimes don't watch it because I don't feel like crying.
You avoid it.
You avoid it. Oh
Yeah.
God.
Unless you really want to cry.
I mean, I do want to watch it, but I just know she's gonna die at the end. It's
kind of, I've done that with the movies where I'm like, I'm gonna cry.
Yes.
I don't even think he's in the pic. He's not in the frame.
Okay, so moving on.
Moving on to Miss Miami's Dramatic Album.
Oh, mine? Okay, so for me, this is the part where we left off last year. Okay, good. So for me is the Titanic. That's my favorite ultimate drama romantic movie.
You know what I think is funny is that the Titanic is the type of movie that I like because it's not just about the romance.
There's a lot of different factors,
yeah,
and you still have that passionate, like, romantic, meant to be, sort of like Leonardo DiCaprio.
I think everybody was in love with him.
God,
I still
skinny white guy, but I was like, I
go for it.
There's people even trying to like.
No.
So for me, the Titanic, and it's just because there's so many different reasons why. I mean, the Titanic has everything. It has romance, it has passion, it has sex, it has comedy, it's action-packed. It's the whole picture of the Titanic, the way it was filmed, the creativity, the whole story surrounding it.
To credit to James Cameron who pulled that off, because like that CGI still kind of holds up today.
Oh yeah, I mean,
this was what 23 years ago.
And the thing is that there's just so many epic scenes in it. It's not like, oh yeah, it's that one scene. No, it's like you get like the Jack, the the whole like. The
oh my God! Yes,
I can't watch.
It's been an honor.
It's been an honor serving you. You have the whole. You have like the whole like where they have sex in the carriage, and the epic scene where like like something's going down because there's a lot of fog in there. So
where that family.
Oh, that whole family.
Like, when they're sinking and. Like it's like that poor family.
They got stuck out.
Oh my God!
When she's trying to get them to sleep, so they'll sleep through the. Oh my God!
There's just way too many scenes that we can't even go over all the scenes that there is.
It's a 3-hour movie.
It's a 3-hour, 2 takes. Back in our day,
2 VHS tapes,
and they're all worth it.
It's Unsinkable Molly.
The Unsinkable Molly Brown.
Yeah.
Yes, and then she's like telling them when they're out and sea, like that's your men out there, like.
It's like that's your men out there. Like get up and go help them.
Like what sucks about the movie? I think sucks about the movie is that you know what happened. You read about that in school. You know what's happening, and
you know what's gonna happen.
And even though we've seen the movie like that like 10 hundreds of times, you still watch and you're always sitting there. You're like,
no, come on, like he has
like just let him off.
And
why is there only 12 people on a boat meant for 60?
No. And the thing is like it's so sad because it's just like so rich and poor sort of classes is divided. Just
no, but they literally lock them down there.
Yeah, so they don't even have a fighting chance. Like. In the end, there's just so many different stories, like the elderly couple where they know they're gonna die and they're not even gonna try to get out because they're like, you know what, we lived a good life. We did. And there's children. That was the saddest part of the world.
When the mom's trying to get them to sleep.
Oh, that's just. I can't. I just can't. There's just so many scenes, but
the romance in the film is really good. Like I said, Leo and Rose. I love that they're still friends, and I love that they're never. It never. Was that her? I said Rose.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry. Kate Winslet. We know Leonardo DiCaprio as Jack and Kate Winslet as Rose.
Yes, but yes, I love that their friendship has always been just a friendship.
Yeah.
That they never from what they said, they never crossed the line outside of the movie.
The chemistry was just there. The chemistry was
camera.
Well, yeah, they did a second movie together. That movie was
really they did. It's actually on Netflix too, but it used to be, the Titanic used to be on Netflix too, and apparently I don't know who decided that they didn't want to have it there anymore. I used to watch it.
They just do it so that when they bring it back, more people will watch watch it.
Yeah, which
But
I am gonna watch. Anyways.
It's such a it's a good kind of romantic movie.
And Celine Dion does.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it has everything. That movie has everything. It has good music.
And like I said, she did that in one take.
Who's the one who does the composing?
Oh my god, I remember the name.
James? No, not James.
No, it's not Alexander. It's Butch. Titanic.
Why am I thinking James Horner? It's not James.
It might be. I think, yeah, you're right. James Horner. Yeah, like it might be. That's not like James Horner. Yes, who always delivers when it comes. Him, Alexander Desplat, John Williams are like they're my favorites in the business because they just they know how to write these big, epic, freaking scores for these films. And yeah, like this movie, everything works. There's not any part of it that doesn't work.
No, it's like
the acting's perfect. The CGI is perfect. The direction is beautiful.
Even the ending. The ending is like, you know what? Like, I mean, I lived my life as fully as I could because of him. So it's sort of like Jack's life was sort of like, okay.
She honored his memory by living the life that she could.
Yeah, she did.
And he told her too, like, I want you to go. I want you to have a bunch of babies.
And then you wish there was a guy that would actually be close, at least close to what Jack, I mean, his character, right? Jack was. He literally was everything that a woman could ever want. Romantic. He was such like that man that like, you know, like, girl, I will have your back. Girl, you're gonna live through this. You know you're gonna get through this because of me.
It brings out her inner like ferocity and her
because she's like
the person that she really is. He's able to bring that out of her.
She already she's so young and she was trying to commit suicide because that's how
hated her life.
Because of the
she
life
said that's how empty and
because she was a rich.
She says it in the film. She's like, I felt like
she's
like I felt like I was in the middle of a crowded room screaming. You know, and nobody would even look up. Like it's like.
And women these days they could relate to that. It's sad, but women they can relate to this still. And I mean, it's just it was a sad story. Jack died and everything. I mean, we all know he died. All these people died, and the only thing you can take out of this is that she was an old lady. She died in her bed. Yeah, just how he wanted her.
However, douche move to throw the damn heart in the ocean. I'm sorry, that's a douche move. She should.
But you know what? That actually is just symbolism to the fact that material stuff never even like she would rather just
like she was
in the world it doesn't even matter, you know, like to her love with him was just way better, whatever. That to me that was like that's why it's my favorite romantic movie because I mean in the end she wasn't with him, but it only took that a little bit amount of time for them to fall in love, and that's how real as real as it gets, you know, like all it takes is that moment, you know, like where you find that person and
Scarlett, let her into the room. Let her in.
Yeah, and I think that is the sweetest and the most like that's the sweetest part of when you fall in love. That point where you're like in the euphoria or like what do you call it?
The honeymoon stage.
The honeymoon stage, and that's where they were, and it's so sweet how
and
like
they left it like that. Like
yeah, like. I think we can all relate to that, like where we would want, every girl would want to have that at one point in their life.
Just right? Like that genuine, like full-on passionate.
Yeah, and they have that. They have that.
Yes.
They have that. And I think that's why.
You want to just crossed in my head right now, like, you know, fucking joke. It's the line from Vampire Diaries, like, you want passion, adventure, and even a little danger. David.
So yeah, so for the Titanic, I think I have to give it honestly a 5 because there's not one thing.
No, I agree with you. I full on agreement here.
I wouldn't change anything. If anything, I mean, I still watch it right now. Both tapes.
Both tapes.
All 3 hours.
And telling my kids to cover their ears because they're
like, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Don't look at her naked boobies.
Yeah, I love
There's so many memes on that.
I know, right? I've seen the recent ones and I'm just like, I can't. Alright.
Okay, so
let's moving on to your pick. We're finally here.
Yay! We made it to me. Okay, so awesome. what I chose was The Notebook.
Oh, The Notebook.
And that was very.
I've seen it once. And not a fan.
And you know, I've seen it millions of times. And you know, my husband actually has in history. He's had his grandpa actually did have Alzheimer's.
Aww.
So it skips a generation. So he's actually kind of like scared.
Yeah.
So if he does get Alzheimer's, I mean, I can relate to the movie, right?
Yeah, and that's another reason why I like it too, because I feel like I'm gonna have Alzheimer's. I'm already headed there.
I mean, it is sad. It is sad, but I'm just saying, like, it's very romantic.
It is. Because, I mean, it's like
through it all,
and it shows about like the lower class and upper class.
Yeah.
And like
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
And Ryan Gosling.
And
Ryan
what's
Gosling.
his name?
And James, yes!
I love
both of my
interest,
two,
right?
my two favorite.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
my two favorite men. It's like either way you win. You stay with the rich guy, you win. You stay with the poor guy, you win. Like, you're sick.
You know what's funny? This movie, this film is the reason one of my friends, he hates Rachel McAdams.
Why? I love Rachel McAdams.
Because he doesn't understand why she left James Martin's character.
Well,
he doesn't get it. Like, he's just like, he was a good man. Because, like, they don't show him ever be, he was never, like,
no, he wasn't good man.
It's one of the things that can be said to the movie's credit is that they never show you him, her boyfriend or her fiance being a bad guy. Because, you know, usually in these kinds of movies,
but you know what? That's real life, though. Sometimes you do have a good thing, and your heart wants what it wants.
Because she left, like, she was trying to find him.
But she generally was in love with him. At the end of the day, like, she was in love with him. Whether he was good or not, she was going to choose Ryan Gosling. Yeah. Because she loved her.
Noah.
Yeah.
Noah.
I mean, as hot as he was, as hot as he still is, I probably would have chose him. But I mean, Ryan Gosling is pretty good with it too. So I don't know.
But I mean, the fact that he built that house,
and
like that's what she saw. Like as she was getting,
she's
dressed,
like, you know what? My love is as real as yours. Your love is still as real.
And
as
she
mine.
probably thought like I have it all until that happened, and she's like.
And you know, that's why the realization of that, though, is like, I could have the perfect guy, good looking, wealthy, we have really good chemistry, I love him, because she said she was in love with her fiance.
Oh, yeah.
But god damn it, I mean, my heart wants him. You know, like, ultimately, I think that's what it is.
And then, like, he wrote her for, like, a whole year.
Yeah. Like,
and the mom was the one, like, because he was...
And you would think that the mom would know better, right? Because
she had that same...
Yeah, and she always...
That's probably why.
She didn't want that for her daughter.
But that's really sad because she actually shows the other guy from the guy that she actually wasn't
working at the mill.
You would think that it would be sort of like, well, I mean, I regretted it because I was wondered, you know?
Yeah. I was like, wouldn't you want that for you? But
yeah, so I mean, that's a little bit hard to understand.
Something that like I'm thinking about when you guys are mentioning this, the guy she was in love with her fiance, but she just loved no more. It was like, again, I'm so sorry I'm doing this again. So there's a line in Vampire Diaries where they're discussing the love triangle. They're discussing, because she's not with either one of them, they discuss Damon and stuff. And then there's someone says something I think it resonates with me. Because it's such a true thing in life where it's like, she's like, Stefan will always be good for her. He's a good guy, he's always going to love her, he will always be good for her. Damon is either the best thing or the worst thing. Like, he's either going to be the love of her life or it's going to be her biggest mistake. So it's a risk with him. You can go with your safety. You will be happy, you'll be fine. But you would not have if you risk it and it pays off. Like, over here is where you will have the love of your life.
Yeah.
So, to that point, she would have
She risked it.
With
full on, with Noah. Yeah, because Noah, she's like, but look, we're already fighting, and I barely even came here, and like, we're already fighting, like, this is not right. And he's like, well, whatever, I don't care, we're gonna fight, but we'll work at it, because that's how much we love each other, you know, like, and that's, honestly, that is part of a relationship, regardless. It's not all pretty, it's not all peace, it's not all love.
But you love everything about that.
But if you love that person,
you're like
because she had a good relationship with the other guy.
Like, right now, with what's going on in my life right now, that does speak to me a little bit, because you sit here and you're like, it's, you can have something that's very comfortable and normal and, like, just, you know, peaceful, or you could have that passion with someone who, unfortunately, when there's passion in every aspect. It's not just passion and you're like, oh, I love you so much. There's going to be passion when you're angry. There's going to be passion when you're sad. And you bring out the best and the worst in the people that you're genuinely like that much in love with.
Yeah, so and you know what I've actually heard older people say, I mean, don't go for that type of love either, though, because sometimes it's just insanity, right? It's insanity. Some people really they like playing it in their safe zone, where like, oh no, well, you know, I'm comfortable over here, we're good, we get along and everything, it's a partnership. I think you only live one time. You live one time, people. So it's like, all in.
Better make
you know?
it a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all in, honestly, and that's what the movie is about. You know,
And
like,
then at the end, like there's like an old old couple.
Yeah, the old couple has been telling the story throughout the.
he's telling the story to her,
and she has
Their
no
love
idea
story.
because she has Alzheimer's.
but that's how much their love meant to her that she actually remembers
And he does it every day, right?
every single day.
He even like got out of the house to move in there with her,
specifically so that he could have that time just with her, so she can.
And she remembers. That's
That
she comes back.
even if it's just for a couple of seconds, and everybody's like, "Why do you do it?" I mean, the whole day for just a couple of seconds, and it's like, "Was that so much
It's
in love?"
worth it. I don't care. Like I'd get her back.
Yeah,
Alright, well.
that's very pure love.
So, alright.
Yeah.
Rating?
A 4.8.
4.8?
Yeah.
Alright. So these were like our favorites, so they were going to be rated high.
Yeah.
Like, that was just going to be a thing. Alright. So, I think all the movies are worth watching at least once, and my glass is empty now.
This is my third one, so we're good.
This is a big bottle, alright? We killed half of it. I'm just saying.
Dang.
Alright, guys. Thank you so much for sitting with us while we got drunk and we didn't get drunk. While we got a little tipsy, talked about romantic movies with you guys while our kids ran around and it caused all kinds of mayhem upstairs. I am so sorry.
It was a little hard for us to talk about romance.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Just,
Because
you know, we're lacking. We're lacking the men in our lives. We're lacking.
well, you guys are.
I'm just saying, pretty and sparkly things say less. You know, they help. But so do sentiments. Yeah, I have a friend who's doing this really cute thing for Valentine's Day, where she's been doing it for years. I'm not gonna say because if I don't want to ruin the surprise, I'll tell you guys later.
Okay. Well, I mean, hopefully we all get to spend a good Valentine's Day. You don't have to have a man for Valentine's Day.
No.
It could be friends. It could be, you know, like, your own self. Take yourself on a date. You know,
Mine's
take
even
yourself
my
out.
mom and my daughter.
Honestly, lately, like as you grow older, the only thing that you do know for sure is that you do love spending more time with yourself.
Oh yeah,
So-
you enjoy your own company.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's the best type of company.
And if you just
Whether
want
you
to
choose
get
to or not.
and if you just want to get drunk on cheap wine, this is at bottle costing $5.
All right.
And
That's
it's
why it
delicious.
hit us
And
really fast.
it's delicious.
It's pretty good. And you know, my third glass, I feel like I had probably 6 shots already. So it's a good vibe.
You are a lightweight of the highest scale. Alright guys, so we're gonna
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I hope you all have a good one, whether you got men, women, whatever.
There you go.
Your
If
dog.
not, okay, your dog,
Or your cat.
You know what?
Your dog, your cat, your pet.
Yeah, your pet can give you very, very, very beautiful, pure love. Alright guys. Once again, I am Lady Lily. This is
Charlene.
Nayeli.
You can follow us on Instagram, me on Twitter. I will put all the links down below so that you guys can follow us. And yeah, okay, so thank you so much.